Hello, visionary, and welcome to our 222 magic hour today. So, we're doing something a little bit different today. We have been sort of on this journey. We first did our human design basics, and that is still available for you guys if you didn't get the basics. And then we went into the advanced human design, which we did last week. And at that time, I introduced the new course that we will be doing, which is the Four Radical Transformations. And so today, what I really wanted to do was go through a Q&A because I started to get a lot of questions about this course. So I need to kind of monitor everybody's expectations a little bit. I'm not going to be doing chart readings today because if you want a chart reading, reach out to me. I'm totally happy to go through your chart, or we will more than happy to do individual readings. But today what I really want to talk about is what are these four radical transformations and why would it serve you? Why is that interesting for you? And how to sort of process that. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, are what are those four radical transformations? Why do you need to know about it? What does it have to do with human design? Is it really important? And how can you integrate that into your life, your business, and potentially for your clients? So thank you for anyone who's here live. Say hi. Let me know who's here. And this is a live video. For those of you who are wondering, sometimes when we're live on YouTube and people watch the recording, they're like, why is she talking to people? Hey, bring it on. Hey, Michael, nice to see you. Hey, Brenny. So let's talk a little bit about it. So if you're here in the chat, let me know who's here as far as your strategy and inner authority. If we have some projectors, mental projectors, manifesting generators, it's good to know what energy we have in the group, if we have a reflector, manifester, who we have. So just go ahead and type in the chat. If you're listening to the recording, type it in as well. I always go back and read all the chats, even if I don't read them while I'm live. So go ahead and type in the chat and let me know. It's a great way for me to kind of guide and direct and feel into the energy and the frequency of who's here. So what we've got going on is this sense of living strategy and authority. So if you've been drawn to this work at all, you probably resonate with your type and your strategy to some degree. You resonate with either feeling bitter, feeling frustrated. You know there's some truth there in your design. You know that it sort of opened you up into new levels of awareness, new insights about who you are. And so when you take on the experiment, your life begins to shift, right? Your life begins to change. And it's pretty remarkable. I mean, particularly if you've been following a system that is not in alignment with your truth, right? So particularly if you're been on the hustle journey of the coaches, you've been following a system that pushes you out of your comfort into frustration, you're initiating and you're not a manifester, all of these things really cause a lot of frustration for people, a lot of pain, a lot of bitterness. And it's sort of like the matrix moment where you're like, do I want to know my design or do I want to stay in the matrix, right? And that's what human design is. It's really that matrix moment where you're getting the red or the blue pill and you decide to learn the truth. And then once you do that, you uncover the power of who you are, the power of your uniqueness, and that we are all conditioned to believe and be our not self. And that is a huge wake-up call. It's a huge aha. It's a huge power journey. And once we start doing that, we realize that human design, it's rich with a lot of information. We call it the rabbit hole, right? You go in and then you get to the next level, the next layer, and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. There's so much intel. I like to keep it super simple, but it's also infinitely complex. So in other words, there's layers and layers to learn and grow, and aha moments as you're getting more and more intel with it, right? As you're going deeper and deeper with it. So once you get beneath the surface of the, beneath the surface of strategy, right? We move into the advanced area of the chart, which is the 4 radical transformations. So the 4 radical transformations begin with your human design PHS system, the human design diet. So when it comes to the diet, what I see happen almost immediately when people learn their diet, their digestion starts to change. So not just a physical transformation, but an emotional digestion of how you take in the world, how you take in information, how you digest life. So the diet is, even though they tell you to follow your strategy and authority for quite a while before you learn the diet, the environment, and the motivation, the view, I've really discovered that if you give the basics for people, their life can begin to change pretty dramatically. So most people who are interested in this advanced course, what they're learning and what they're asking about is, how do I integrate this intel for my clients? So, hey, KM, we got a splenic projector. Any other projectors in the house? Brenny's the emotional authority generator. Yeah, you really have to wait 24 hours. That's huge, right? It's so huge to know the difference between emotional and sacral, right? Huge, very different energies, right? So when we're talking about the next level, when we're talking about the next level of the human design, the diet. So does anybody know their diet? Has anyone here been experimenting with their PHS? What I've noticed is that when I give people the very basics of this, like I said, if you do nutrition, if you work with your clients on that level, then understanding this basic part of diet is huge. And so I know that that was a big question that I was getting for people about this course, is how are we going to be able to integrate this with our clients? And particularly, I had a lot of people who do different types of nutritional counseling. So I would say the diet part is a very powerful tool to integrate immediately with your clients. And this is a lot of controversy on whether you should integrate this right away, whether you should wait, and how do you integrate it. So when someone just blanketly threw out like, oh, you should do this to follow your determination, that was really not correct for me. And so I really discovered how to integrate the digestion in a way that was correct for my type. So it takes a process. And then once you integrate the diet, then you move into environment. You cannot perceive the world properly from the wrong environment, according to Ra Uru Hu, the founder of Human Design, right? So in other words, your brain is foggy when you're in the wrong place. Makes sense. But how do you know what the right place is? So your brain fogs, your strategy and your inner authority are not clear, and you're not able to self-actualize, remove from the not self or from the deconditioning if you're in the wrong environment. So that's our quarter 2. First, we have the PHS, then we have the environment. So when you're working with people, and I know a couple of you are feng shui, right? Some of you guys do nutrition, some of you guys do coaching. And if you're also just looking for an additional revenue stream, which I think is really huge, because I would say this is probably my most requested reading, is people want to learn about their diet and their environment. And even though they know the basics, it doesn't quite make sense to them. Now, the beautiful thing about understanding the PHS and the environment is then it moves into the view. And what starts to happen is once you surrender into the intel, your superpower turns on, which is tone. So when the tone begins to pop, you really have a new heightened sense of power and a heightened sense of genius that begins to integrate into the body. So this journey that we're going to be going on through diet, through environment, through perception, and then we're going to move into the depth of motivation. What you're doing is you're guiding people, first yourself, and then your clients, into the proper way to digest life, how to live correctly, how to view the world, how to cognitively develop your thinking so that you're not thinking in the cog of the wheel. So we're all wrapped up in the conditioning and the thinking right now. Most people are conditioned by their parents, by their schools, by the TV, by the media. So right now is the time to begin that serious deconditioning. If you're at home and you're plugged in 24/7 to a news cycle or even to social media feed, you have to begin to unplug and go into your own deconditioning so that your tonal cognition, the way your brain thinks, becomes individuated so that you can think for yourself. And that's what this is all about. When you begin to think for yourself, you begin to heighten your power, your superpower of how to live properly on the planet. So I am so psyched to take people through this journey with me and to go through the experiment. It's going to be a small group, and we're going to commit to living this stuff and to taking it through and actually experimenting, discovering how that experiment goes. And so that's really what I wanted to do, is I wanted to make sure that you guys understood what the brand new certification is going to be and who it might be right for and who might want to join in the course. So again, a lot of people are asking me questions about it, and that's basically what this particular call is about. Yeah, so I have hot diet, but I don't know what it means. So Elena, that's exactly what we're going to be doing, is showing you how to actually live it, how to actually embody it, and why. And then what does it mean to digest in this way? And what does it mean to integrate that into your life? And then what is the tone? And how does the tone pop once you're digesting your life properly and living in the right environment, right? So so that is basically what we're going to be doing. And what I wanted to do is just open the door so for questions and comments and where you guys are at, as far as what you might be worried about or whatever. Color 6, tone base 5. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So, and that's exactly it, is what does, how has your experience been? What's the experiment with that? And how do we integrate that into, our coaching and our readings and our chart readings and what we're doing with our clients? And so that's really what the basis of this course is going to be. It's our new certification. It's the 4 radical transformations. We're going to go through each one in depth. We're going to go through everybody's charts, and everyone gets a full chart reading. They're going to get a full, integration on how this stuff operates for them, because I know that's what you guys want to know, is how do I use this? How do I live it? What does it mean to have this? And how do I actually, integrate it? And there's not a lot of really good intel out there on this topic. So I know that it's going to be a super bang for the buck. It's going to be a very powerful experience. So that is pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys. And so if you're interested, you guys can email me at support@raquelreina.com. If you have any other questions right now, go ahead and type them in the chat. If you are listening to the recording and you have questions, you can always type them in here, or you can email us at support@raquelreina.com. And let us know what questions you have. If you want to jump into the course, it's going to be a weekly course. We're going to go through each quarter. So we're going to go through each transformation. We're going to come together and really give everybody daily assignments, daily ways of integrating it. And I know for me, whenever I take on some type of a course or some type of an integration, my life goes through such an incredible process of transformation and such incredible change. And this stuff with human design is just, it's unbelievable how each layer can shift and open you up and create new levels of transformation in your psyche. And so it's really going to be a super powerful experience. So I would look forward to taking you guys through that journey. And so you can also private message me if you want to have kind of a chat about it there. So yeah. Thanks you guys for being part of my community and being here. Super honored to have you, and very, very honored to, share the journey with you guys. So, oh, hey, Amber, good to see you. When does it start? Days and times. Yeah. So, as far as when it starts, my guess is I'm probably going to connect with everybody who's interested next week, get their advanced charts, get them kind of in, available for their charts next week. And then we'll probably start the following week or the week after that, depending on, how everybody, once I get everybody's schedule, who wants to join in and who wants to go through the process. So I'm thinking Thursdays, because it feels to me that would be the best time for my current level 3 that we, and our level 2. They said Thursdays would work for them. So I'm thinking around Thursdays around probably the noon time. That's when most of the courses are and people tends to work. It sounds interesting, Mary Elizabeth. Yeah, it's going to be super powerful. And the thing is, like I said, I think that most people really want this in their charts. They want to understand this level. And most people don't get it. I've done readings with people that I really don't believe get it on that level too. And so how to really integrate it. And I think the first thing is you have to kind of live it and sort of embody the intel. And once you really live it, then you can kind of see how it's adjusting in your life and then bring it through to your clients and through to the people that are sort of interested in human design, taking it to the next level. So, yeah, it's going to be so fun. So fun. So, yeah, so if you guys, again, if you have more questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to do phone calls with you and kind of look at everybody's advanced charts and see where everybody's at as we're sort of beginning the process of getting the group together and figuring out where everybody's at. Oh, that's a great question. That did come through a lot, Elena. So the basic certification, most of the people who are interested are people who have done the certification with me. But some people have that knowledge, or they've done a certification with somebody else and they want to join in. And so it really is going to be based on an individual basis as far as how many people or how long you've been doing the experiment. So, and that's really an individual decision that you and I will make together as far as this particular pilot group, because some people have been studying this stuff for a long time and they're ready to do this intel and they can't get it anywhere else. Because if they're not, if they don't have a particular prerequisite with each particular teacher, that's kind of how it works. So I want to make sure that if you know it and you feel confident in your strategy and in our authority, that we work together to figure that out if you're a right fit. So if that's you and you feel like you have been experimenting and this is the piece that you need, then reach out to me. We'll have a conversation and see if it's a fit for you. Great question. Yeah. $15 years down the rabbit hole? Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So this would be perfect for you because this is really the piece I think that most people aren't getting. And like I said, it's probably my most requested reading. And people want to know how to integrate this stuff. And so, yeah, and I know you do feng shui also. So the environment piece, I talk to a lot of feng shui practitioners who integrate the advanced environment in their feng shui. So it's an interesting little piece to the puzzle for, for practitioners who do nutrition or feng shui or whatever. I think it's an interesting little tool. Yeah. So you guys are super welcome. Does anyone else have any other questions? Really good questions. And again, don't hesitate to reach out to me, PM me, and have a conversation as well. So I'm excited about this group. I think it's going to be super fun. Super fun. The environment, the motivation, the view, the tone, it's a whole new journey. And I like new information. I like to learn and grow and stay educated, right? And I think during this time, learning new tools and learning new things is such an incredible gift to give yourself while we're in lockdown. Yeah, so it's pretty huge. Good protein. Yeah, that was weird. What did you mean by that? That's funny. So yeah, absolutely. It's Friday. Have an amazing weekend, everybody. And enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy your weekend. And if you're listening to this recording, I would be more than happy again to connect with you. I cannot wait to start this group. So I hope you join me because it's going to be good. So good. So powerful. So interesting. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you transformation. So I will see you guys all in the course. And have an amazing weekend. I love you guys.